Welcome back. So in today's video, we're just going to continue with our medical app, and we have a lot to build, so I will not waste much time. I will just go and we continue from where we had stopped. So in today's video, we want to build this carousel, okay, for the doctors. You can see here we have the telehealth visit. These ones are the ones who are going to be over the video calls, and then we have the in-person visit. These ones are the ones who are going to visit the premises. And you can see for the telehealth there is no need of the location, but for this the in person, they have here the location of the person, and we're just going to work on these two. And then after that we might also build the doctor's page. So let me just open this. So when you click on more here, you go to this doctor's page. As you can see here, you have this doctor's page. So we need to also work on this one. Might just work on this one today. Yeah, and then after that, after working on those two, we might also work on the dashboard part of it. Then I think we shall start there from tomorrow. So for today, let's just concentrate to work on these ones. So the first thing is we have this section, and in this section we have the title. Okay, we have the title, and it is even this within 2 hours. We have this. I don't know if we are going to put that or not, but we'll also just put that in mind. Okay, we might just put this. Okay, so let's just go ahead. Let's go ahead and work on this section. I don't know if we have this heading already. Okay, so I'm just going to go back here. We worked on many sections. Browse by. I'm just going to simply make this a component. I will not be I'm just going to say section heading .tsx rfc. Okay, I'm just going to say my PC today is not in the modes. Okay, just return this and simply put here title, which is going to be title string. Okay, and then just simply bring this title here. Okay, now we could also pass in the color maybe in the future, so that we could just I think pass in the class name. We could pass in the class name so that we be styling it, but we shall see if that one arises. But for now they still have all the same colors, so let's just first leave it at that. So I'm just going to go to here, create a new component. Okay, I'm creating a new component, and this one is going to be maybe doctors list dot tsx rfc. Okay, so in this we're just going to have the section heading, okay, and let's go ahead and put in the title, and let's just add the headers visit, and so down we have these two. Okay, we can just go ahead quickly here in the flow byte. So I'm just going to see flow byte. And we just need a toggle. Is it a toggle? Seems like a toggle, something like that. Okay, yeah, so just here we can just like copy this one. I don't think like we really need another one. Let's just go with one, this one, copy this, and so below here I'm just going to say padding Y04, and here we have this toggle. Simply replace the class with class name, just like this. Okay, excuse me, so just a second. Class with class name. Okay, did I just added some space, I guess. Just only this, Control F. Okay, and input, just simply add this slash here at the end. Okay, and this one we're just going to call it a toggle. Okay, I'm just going to cut this, add it as a component, toggle button .tsx rfc. Let's return this, and then you're just going to see 2 hours. Okay, and let's bring this toggle button back on the list here. So inside here we will have the toggle button. Okay, and then the CR, so this one is going to be a link from next link, which says CR. Let's go ahead and add href of hash, and this one is going to be flex items center and justify between. Okay, now we need to give it a max width. If you check here, there is this space. Okay, so we can just also go to this, we add, so the section itself has, for instance, a bg. So if you just say class name, for now say bg pink 100, and then let's put all these ones in dot max width of maybe 6 excel dot mx auto, just like this. Let's look at that. Let's bring this section doctor list to the page down here. After this, we have the doctor's list, just like that. Let's see. Okay, scroll down. Okay, so we have this teleheaders visit, and we have 2 hours and see all. Okay, so now what I just want is padding. Okay, so we could just come here and padding y, let's just say maybe 8, and LG, let's say padding y of 16 or 24. Sorry, am I putting this here? Supposed to be in the doctor's list on this. Okay, okay, yeah, that's great. So we have this within 2 hours. Let me just change this to within 2 hours. Okay, okay, so just go ahead. Now we're going to design this button to look nice. So just go here, this, let me give this some class name, padding y of 3, px of 6, border blue 600, bg sa white. Yes, we'll see so far. Okay, and then I think that one is okay. And then now let's work on the cards. So I'm just going to design one card, and then we shall just use state to control if it is for the telehealth or it is in person. You can see they are the same, just only what changes is a simple thing. Okay, okay, so I'm just going to use this. In fact, I'm just going to design one which this one is okay, and then we shall just like modify that. Okay, so I'm just going to have a card on whoever it has this. Okay, so just go and say doctor card. So doctor card dot tsx rfc. Okay, let's start giving a class name of border gray 200. And so we have the name, and this whole thing is a link. Okay, so let's remember that this is a link from next link. Give href. Okay, so inside let's start with h2, which is the name, Vijar Patel. So I'm just going to say Vijar Patel, just PSC. Okay, then the location, I can just have the p tag for the location. Okay, and then we have this image. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the image. I don't know if in the public we have a doctor. Let me just open reveal. I wish this is a doctor. We'll use that, I guess. So here I'm just going to add a flex. In this flex, we're just going to add the image. We'll add the image from next image. Okay, so let's add src. Let's add some width, some height, and some alt. Okay, so you can just go here and see this. So it is 1170. It might be something else. Let's just get an image here. How about in the downloads? Do I have anything in the downloads to use? Would use something in the downloads. Okay, so I'm just going to say handsome man, headshot. You could even just put doctor. Okay, yeah, so go here, let's just get any here like this one. Go ahead and let's save this. So I'm just going to go to downloads, doc. Okay, just go ahead, find this image, Ctrl C to copy it, and let's go ahead and add it here. Okay, doc profile, it is 243 by 207. 243 by 207, 243, 207, doctor, and here let's go ahead and put slash doc profile dot jpeg, just like that. And just give it a class name. So this maybe just give it a width of 24, height of 24, rounded full, and object cover, and then on the other side we have two things. We have the family medicine with an icon, and then plus this available today. Okay, so I'm just going to go and put that flex also. So let's just say here items center, and let me just put another flex here, and maybe flex call with a gap of 2. So down here I'm just going to put two things, these here. So you have a p tag which has an icon which is, seems to stethoscope, something like that. Stethoscope. And then here just going to have a span of family medicine. Okay, and you could just go ahead also give this a flex items center, and for this one let's give it a class name, width 4, height 4, and margin right 2 with flex shrink of 0. Okay, so for this one let's leave it like that. Down here we're just going to have the another p tag dot bg, let's say green 200 dot padding y of 3 dot px of 6, and then you say available today. And let's go ahead and make this one uppercase. Okay, uppercase, and let's say leading, not leading, maybe, okay, let's just first leave it like that. So far to see this right now, I think we can see this. We can just go ahead and bring this card in view so that we look at it. This doctor card, let's go to the doctor list. After this, let's have .py of 6, and let's have it here, doctor card. Okay, just like that. Let's go ahead and look at it. Okay, it is here. Now what we'll do is, here it is putting it, I think, in flex. Where is it? Yeah, so we have this flex here, we have to put outside. So this p6, it has to be outside this flex here. Okay, let's see now. Okay, so now let's go ahead and give it a bg. So go to the doctor card, let's give it a bg of white. Let's see. Okay, and and we might just need to give this one, let's give it a flex, flex call. Okay, yeah, great. And now let's just go ahead and finish the design. Of course, I could just also give it items start, I guess, just like that. And it doesn't. Okay, let me just first finish designing it. How about justify start? Oh, actually this is the one that is the flex. Okay, so it's okay. Let me just put these ones here, and we could just say maybe inline flex. Is it inline flex? I'm not sure if that is the one inline flex. Okay, let's go ahead and give a padding. So padding y of 6, let's say padding y of 4, maybe 6, and px of 3. Now between these ones, let's give a gap here. Let's give a gap of 4, and then there is this so there is this great customer service, love the doctors and the entire staff. I think this is just like a comment from, we're not going to show that. Okay, so let's first go ahead and put some padding, for instance, on this class name padding y of 3. Then even this image, we're just going to go ahead and give it some here. Let's give padding y of 4. Okay, then for this name, let's go ahead and do some things on it. So this, I'm just going to say class name. Let's start with uppercase, font, bold, and then let's give it, forgetting what I want to text, maybe to Excel. Then there is another one, it is not leading, but let me just remember, like widest tracking. So I'll just give tracking widest, just like that. Let's look at this. Okay, now the cut, I'm just going to round it just a little bit. Round md rounded, round, is it rounded? Yeah, rounded md, and seems like this padding here is 6, and then let's make this one maybe 8. Okay, yeah, this looks much better. So let's just go ahead and add a border. So it seems like we're just going to, after this, so down here, let's say padding, I think we just say padding top, let's see right now 8, padding top 8 dot border top and dot border gray, maybe 400. So inside here we're just going to add this, and for some reason actually I think this upper part, it is only this upper part which is an image, which is a link. These other ones, they are not starting from here. Okay, that's understandable. So let me just add this as maybe h3, not h1, h3. Just going to add that. Then let's first work on this. So let's convert this into a div. Okay, remove the href, and then starting from here, starting from there up to here. Okay, so all those ones I'm just going to add them into a link. So just do a link just like this, and just give this link href, okay. Let's just look at the card so far, if that has changed it. Has it? Just a second. Let's just go and check our card so far. So okay, so up here we need it to be, we need this to be, this part to be, but then down here we just want it, yeah. So that's great. Okay, so we have this padding top, so we just make it 6, and now that we have this, let's go ahead and style this. So Tuesday, March 2, that's the date. So these are different spans. Just going to have the date and the price only. So I'm just going to have this as the date. So I'm just going to put this in a span, and then I'm just going to have, this one is the original price. So I'm just going to have like 137 in another span, just like that, and let's give this a flex. Now since they are spans, but still let's give them a flex, and a gap of 4, justify, let's give them between and item center. Okay, cool. Now down we have these time stamps. Okay, so I'm just going to have 4, maybe in the future just going to map them. We cannot just write this manually really, but since they are only 5, still we cannot just going to map them. Okay, so I'm just going to have an array const timestamps, okay, is equal to an array, and then this array is containing the timestamps. So you can just say, maybe there are some which are like 8 a.m., others p.m., I guess. Yeah, so I mean, it's like we have to choose, it has to be, for instance, an object, time, for instance, you have 8:30, and then here we have to put here the well, we just put this on period. I don't know. For now, just going to say AM period. Just put a comma here, and just going to do this. We shall see how this one will change in the future. So we need 4 of them. So you could just have maybe a timestamp with so many. They just have so many, but then we're just going to pick a few of them. Okay, so just say here 9, 10, 11, 12, and this one becomes maybe PM or AM. Okay, so just go ahead and put this comma. Okay, so you have the timestamps, and just going to copy these timestamps down here. Just going to have .py maybe of 2, and then here you just have the map. Just say timestamps dot map. We have a single item return. So I'm just going to return for now a link. Okay, let's add href to it, and then inside here we'll have item dot. So you have item dot time, then of course PM is going to be item dot period, and we can also go ahead and define the key to I. You could just even just say as time. So just have that. So we have one which has more. So just have one link which says more. It is not inside, so just going to see more. Oh, it's not supposed to be inside this, the map. It's supposed to be outside here, so just say link just like this. Give href. Okay, that's it. Now here just going to say dot. I don't know, are you supposed to use slice or splice? I think it's supposed to be slice. I guess 0 to 4. Are they supposed to 0 to how many lines do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 5. So it's not going to be 0 to 5. Meaning I just need to have, like, if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's make them 7 so that we just know it has worked. Okay, so this is going to be 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. Okay, that's it. Let's just go and see. Okay, so we have that, and we just might use grid. Actually, they have to be 3 here, so let me just go and use grid. So on this, I'm just going to say grid and say grid cores 3. Okay, as simple as that. It should work now. Okay, so it's supposed to mount in flex with this. Let's move this outside. Where is this flex? We are putting it inside H2. So move this below here. Okay. Okay, great. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's great. And let's go and style these ones, the links. So I'm just going to say class name. I'm just going to say bg blue, maybe 500. I don't know if text is white. Let's just make them 600 then. Okay, let's give them some little padding. So padding y is going to be 2, and px, let's give them maybe 3. Let's see. Okay, so definitely we need a gap. So just say gap of 1 rem. Okay. Okay, so we have this really nice. And then maybe for the more, let's give it a different color. So this just going to say class name, and let's go ahead and say bg. Let's give it for it a very dark bg blue, but for it just going to give it like 900. Text white, just give it py2 and px3, same thing. Okay, and let's see. Okay, and it has an icon more times actually, so it is more times. Okay, great. So we have a nice doctor's card. First of all, the price, we can just give it some stylings, and just going to give this a class name, maybe just the font bold. Okay, for this one we use even text, maybe gray, maybe 600. Okay, that's great. So we have this card now looking great. Now we could just add a simple hover to the card. Maybe let's just go here to the card, and we could just see hover, and then on hover maybe just change the border to gray, maybe 400. We just say duration, just say 300, and transition or okay, I think that one will be enough. Okay, something like that. Okay, so now the doctor's card is done. There's one thing that is remaining. So up here you can see this one has this icon for the video call, so you have to differentiate the video call or not. So I'm just going to go here, I'm just going to go there and add a video call icon. Now this will make us have to put this one in a div. So let me cut this image and put it in a div. I'm just going to make this div relative, actually relative. I have this image inside, so just have this image, and down here I'm just going to have a video icon. I don't know if this is called video. We could just quickly check the name of this icon, Lucid. Let me check here, video. Okay, there is this video actually, so I'm just going to go and use video. So down here I'm just going to say video from Lucid. Okay, let's give it some properties. Now itself, we could actually add it in something. Let's just do that. So I'm just going to add it inside a p tag, and let me just tell this p tag. So class name, just give it a bg, maybe blue 200, and let's give it a text of blue, maybe 700. And for this, let's give this one a class name of width maybe 6, height 6. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and give this one padding. Let me just give this one a width. Actually, I'm going to give this one a width of 10, height 10, flex, items, center, justify, center, rounded full. Okay, so if you just check right now, this must be down here now. Okay, that's great. Now we just need to give it something very small. We need to give it position absolute, so I'm just going to go in here and say absolute. Okay, I would say absolute, and let's say bottom maybe 3. So you just position it somewhere on this image. So just go ahead and let's give, for instance, right. You could just even first give this one a background red 400, so that we could just see this, and probably the image is occupying the whole entire thing. So let's say we say right maybe 2. Okay, I think, is that the space? Yeah, almost. Just bottom, so just say bottom maybe 1. Okay, so let's just make bottom 0 then. Okay, so that is a good place. Let me remove this here, BG 400. Okay, so this is a good place to be. Now this is only in, so just going to say we're just going to be checking if it is terahertz or not. So we could just come here and we also create a state. Okay, we're just going to have a state maybe coming in, I don't know, just say const is terahertz, or we could just even check if it is in person. So const in person is in person. So you say this one, say false. Okay, so I don't know where we are going to be calling this. I think should just be passed here as a prop. So this is going to be coming from here, just like this, and just going to say this is going to be a boolean, just like that. And now we can just remove this and use that. Const is in person, so that here we only show this, for instance, if it is in person. So I'm just going to cut this and I say is in person, and if this is true, then just go ahead and show this one. Okay, as simple as that. Do we have any errors? Okay, let me just go ahead. And another thing was the location, this one. So even this location is only and only if is in person. So this, something like this. Okay, does this has any problem? Can you also put it here? I wonder why. Oh, so the doctor's list, which is putting this, you can see they're just warning because of missing is in, and we can just give it by default. So let me just go to the card and I can just say is in person is equal by default to false. And you can also just just say false, and I can also make this one not to be required. I just say it is optional. Okay, it is optional, so by default to be false, and that will be like in terahertz. So we still have this, and you can see the all others are gone. For instance, in terahertz we have this, the doctor looking like this. Okay, great. Great. So right now the next thing to do is, I feel like the times are not centered. Do they need to be centered? What if I just give them text center? Do they center? Text center. Yeah, and I think even this, just give this one text center. Okay, great. So you're done with the card, and this can be used in terahertz. For instance, let's just duplicate this, and I'm just going to go to this. Now this terahertz doctor's list also should receive a title that is going to go here. So let me just make this to have a title. Okay, so I'm just going to make this have a title, and this title is going to be definitely, so just say title a string, and just bring this title here, and also just going to give it a default. So you can just say is equal this tail header, and here you can just make it is not required, and then just put here title, as simple as that, so that I can just simply call this in some other section. And this one should also receive is in person, okay, because here for instance we can just also receive is in person, and we have already seen this is in person is a boolean, okay, and we have also seen that this is not required. So bring this and let's pass it in here. Is in person, and we just simply pass is in person, okay. And let's go ahead, okay, and you could just even just go and just leave it like that. So just go to doctors list, in here layout, not layout, in the page. So we have this doctors list. Let me just duplicate it one more time. Now here we could just pass in one title, and we just say this is the in person. So if you scroll down here, this is in person doctor visit. Just simply give this, and you just say also is in person. This is going to be true. So this is going to be true. So only doing that, we should have another section, okay. So you can see another section and showing the place and the video, and it has here this. They just also change the background, so this one should have white anyways. So we could also pass bg. So let me just go to the doctors list. It can have bg, so let me just add here bg. So bg, oh, in fact we could just say class name. Do we say bg? Yes, pass bg only. Could have passed the class name actually. Let's pass the class name. So just say class name, okay. So this is going to be a string, and it does not need to be required because I'm just going to give it by default this. Copy this, so by default it should have that, and then just bring here, say class name, okay. So now I'm just going to go ahead and pass in this in the doctors list, page. Just also go ahead and pass in the class name. So it has this so far. I'm just going to say bg white, okay. So it should be good now. Okay, and maybe one thing is this. Now here they have view on a map. Not sure if this, so like you view, I think that location on a map. So like we also have this. So you have this doctor, and then they show you the map where it's located. Okay, so they just also change that. So instead here we're just going to put a link with this map view. So that one is easy. The fact we have this is in person. So on the doctor's list, where we have this toggle button, so just going to say if is in person. If it is true, then we're just going to show something else here, which is going to be a link. Not sure if it's supposed to be a link or not. So just going to show a link. Okay, then else we're just going to show this toggle button. So here just going to add from next link. I think we already have that. So you see href, and then here just going to see we have a span which says, so it starts with the icon of the map. So you just see here map view, and then down here we have the map. I don't know if there is the map from Lake Lucid. It is map. Okay, so you can just give class name text blue 600 or 500 and you could just leave them like that, and let's check. So in person visit, this one should change. Okay, so you have this map view. Fonts semi bold, and let's make this one maybe 700. So we have the map view just like that. Now we could just make it flex. I don't know why they chose to do that. They just come here and we make this flex. Text SM and then say flex. Items center. For this, let's give it a class name of margin right 2 and flex link of 0. So you could just go ahead and give it also width of 4 and height of 4. Okay, great. So we have that. Now what is remaining is actually to make that a carousel. Okay, so if you just look at these, actually they are just carousels. Okay, so that just have like many doctors. So for the carousels, we have something here. So you can just go to the document. This is Hub Docs. I will leave this link to this here in the description. We're just going to use this to look for the carousel for easy setup. So we're just going to use this called mart step. It is called mart carousel, React mart carousel. We're going to use that. It is called React mart carousel. So I'm just going to look for this. React my carousel npm Okay, so you can just go click on this on npm. Just click and install this. So I'm just going to copy here. It has already been copied. Go here. Let's install this. Okay, npm install react carousel. We have used this so many times in the e-commerce. We used that. So the usage is here. You can see they have the usage and the demo. Now that I have the setup here, I'm just going to stick to this one. Okay, so if you just look at this is where we have the map. Okay, now we could just have gone and created an array, for instance, for these the doctors here. Okay, so let me show you. We could have created, for instance, const. So down here, let me say const doctors. So we'll have like a list, of course, of doctors, an array containing doctors. Now here we could just have like only title. We shall just add maybe say name. Let's say John. Now this I just want to have just a list. We shall have a list of comprehensive things, but right now I just want to put a dummy data that is going to help us to map. As simple as that. Okay. So let me just copy this here. So we have these, I don't know how many items, but we can just go ahead and now map. So if I just go here where you have the doctor's card, this one's supposed to be a map and maybe a grid, and this is where the carousel is going to sit. Okay, so but just go ahead and map. So I could do something like this here, and I say doctors dot map. I have a single doctor. Okay, and index. Go ahead and return. So I'm just going to go ahead and return this. Okay, don't forget to put the key. Okay, and then you can just even leave this doctor. We are not interested in it. The only interest we have is that having so many of them. Okay, so just going to see in a second this multiplying. Okay, so you can see them, they are here. Now we need to apply either grid, and that's where the carousel comes in. Okay, so after we have installed this, we are going to put this in its own. So you can just say doctor list carousel. So just going to say here doctor list carousel. So doctors list carousel .tsx. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. Where is it? Down this one. It has some settings already, so copy this and let's paste it here. So the first thing I'll just do is give this component a name. We called it doctor list carousel. Doctor Is it doctors? Yeah, doctors list carousel. Now for now it says it takes in products. Let's leave it alone. Okay, we can just say takes in doctors. Okay, remove this import and just come scroll down to where we have this. You see doctors. Now this is where we bring our map here. So this map we did here, this map here is supposed to come and it will be here inside this doctors.map. You have a doctor and these doctors are going to be passed in as from here. We haven't given them this. I'm just going to say doctor. We're just going to define to annotate the types later. Right now for handling the errors, let me put any, and this is having any, and then doctor card, import this. Okay, and also this one's supposed to be passed in. That's okay. You could just also go ahead and say any. I'm just going to annotate the doctor in a second, but for now let's just have it running. So this one in person is supposed to come from here. So this you could just go here. So it will be coming here, then we pass it on to this. So here let's pass in the carousel. Okay, so here we just see doctors list. Okay, carousel, just like that. And what we need to pass in first is the doctors, which are doctors, and we have to pass in also the second one, which is going to be is in person, which is going to be equal to is in person. Now this might be on the doctor, but I just go and put this on this doctor, accept it here, and I will say it is a boolean. Okay, and this is supposed to be passed down to this. Okay, so I think now we are good. This is a number. Okay, now do we have any errors? Boolean or undefined. Okay, so it has to be this or undefined. So just go here and make this one also not required, I guess. Yeah, so you're good. Now let's go and check. So for what we have on the UI, I'm not so sure. Okay, yeah, so you can see we have this not working yet. Okay, we have a lot of style issues. So first of all, how many do we have here? Here they are supposed to be 3. Okay, so just go and customize this carousel, doctor carousel here. So there are so many things here. The desktop, let's say there are going to be 3 items. Slide 3, 2, 1. I think that is okay. Let's see if this changes. Okay, so now looks great. Okay, this looks great. Now when you slide, I think we need it to move by, like, it is moving, but it is the same thing. Like, they look exactly the same. Okay, they look exactly the same. Now I don't know why. Okay, I think this is because of this more items. I'm just going to go to the time and do something. So to this doctor, I'm just going to go to the time. Okay, where do we have the timestamp? So here we have this time. Let's have text sm. Similarly, I'm just going to also specify text sm to this one, and let's see if it's going to change. Okay, let's wait and see. It has reduced, but first of all, let me just reduce on the gap also. So here we have a gap. Let me just make this a gap of 2. And also padding a little bit, maybe padding X. Let's also make this one to be padding 2. So let me just say make P2, remove this. Okay, and if that is the case, for the more, I can also do one thing. I think I can just go ahead and say truncate, just like this, and this will make sure this is one line. I think it's just like because of this. Okay, so we are now good. Oh, we have it just vice versa. This icon is supposed to show up here, up, not down here, this one. So let me just go and check what did I do. So for the icon, I said if it is in person, if maybe just say if not is in person, maybe. Okay, so here it has gone, and then it should go up here. Yep. Okay, so we have now 2 sections just like this, and they are all having the carousels. You can click on the times, you can click on this. So that was great doing those 2 sections. Now next is one more section you're just going to work on. Is if someone clicks in the upper part here, goes, I think this is like the doctor's page. Okay, yeah, so we have this is going to be the doctor's page. Okay, so you can see it is in the it's going to have doctors and then slash. You could just say doctor and then like the doctor's name. Okay, I think that's enough. We can just use that slug to get all things maybe on the doctor. They have the service, they have the name, this is the name of the person, then they have service type. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and create this. So in the front, just going to have a folder where we have, we could just say doctor. Do we need to say doctor or doctors? just say doctors, and then inside the doctors we'll have, let me just create a new file. I will first create a folder which will be doctors. What are we going to use? The slug. We might just use we'll create a slug from the name. One will combine the name plus the ID. So you're just going to say slug, and then inside the slug we'll have page.tsx. So RFC, and then I'm just going to have here doctors page. Now I'm just going to go back. I'm just going to go back to the doctor card, and then we indicate this. So this one is going to go to /doctors/ slug doctors slug, then yeah. Now this, I don't know if the same thing, if someone clicks on more, just go and check. If someone clicks on more times, it goes also to the same page. It goes to that page. So I'm just going to also say on more, we go to the doctors page where we have this link of more. And this one, we could just even just say text 0.7 rim. Then let me just see this link. Doctors slug. Okay. So they just go there. So if you just go and scroll down here, you click on more, or you click on the any upper part, it should take us to that page. For now, I'm just going to right click, open in a new tab. Okay, doctors slug. Okay. I'm just going to go to that. What do we put in the hero? It has this margin top of 160. Now we could just put this in. Since I'm just going to move this margin top of 160, Ctrl C, in fact cut it. Let's go to the layout, and I'm just going to come and put here on children. So put this, cut children, and this is going to help us not set 160 on each page. It will help us to set it only on one page. Okay, so now you can see here the doctor's page. At least it has already set this. Okay, and let me hope everything is okay still on the home page. Let's go back to the home page. Yeah. Okay, let's just go here onto this doctor's page and let's start working on it. So I'm just going to go to page. First of all, of course, I'm just going to give slightly a BG of blue 50. Now, of course, I'm just also going to go inside here. We could also have a flex. So this one, we could just go ahead and inside this, we can have a max width of maybe for Excel and border gray, maybe 200. Let me paste this one inside here. Okay, let's see. We could put this in the center. MX auto. Let's go ahead. Let's make this one BG white. Okay. Let's start looking at the design actually. So this is gray, this is white. Okay. So this is BG slate 50, and then this is BG white. BG white. With let's go ahead and give it a shadow of maybe the biggest of all, which is like 2XL. Okay, so it has this intro. So for instance, now just going to open and see if it was for this person. So that we look at the differences. Okay, and we just need a person who has this text like this one. Okay, so they have here this, and then they have this, then they have, we're just going to have this, and then that. Okay, so let's start with that. We have the name. We just go here and I will have the first phase of this. Let me just say .py of 6. So we just have h2, which has this name, Vijay Patel. Then there is this, which I believe is in flex with this. So and with a p tag other terrace and flex call. Just like this. So after this, we have these two in person, and then we also have this. Now you could argue that these two also maybe they're in flex, but just leave them like that. Then the image is on the opposite side. So here where we have this, then we have all this div, this one. I'm just going to cut these. First of all, make them flex, and then put them in one div. So this is one div on the left, and then this side we are going to have the image. So we already have the image in the doctor's card. I'm just going to go here in the doctor card and pick our image, this one. Okay, so after this flex, I will have this. Now just say items center and justify between, import this. Okay, and straight we're just going to increase this to 30 something. Let's try 36, and we first check that. Okay, and let me just look at the padding. Okay, let's just give it padding, and there is the how we have some margin top. I guess that is like the padding on the other stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and first of all put padding on this here. We have right now padding of 6, padding Y, and px of 8, okay, and then for this whole entire thing it also have padding, so just going to say padding Y maybe 24. And we could also have a min height of screen, just like that. And I think this is too big. The shadow, let's just say shadow LG. Instead, just going to use this border we have there to make it stand out, and also just going to make it rounded, maybe MD a little bit, and this is still big. Let's say MD. Okay, so this is great so far. I'm just going to add here, so the name has to be big like this. We can just go actually to the doctor card. Where is the doctor card? Here we have the name styles here. Just go back to this, and let's go to this, the name. So give the class name and put this. Okay, then we have rating in others we don't have rating. Okay, like for instance for the headed they have ratings, and these ones they don't. Some actually have. Okay, so to see how we are going to handle that, we might just also put the rating, but for now they just leave it like that. It's something you can just add in the app later on. Okay, so the name is okay. Then family medicine, as you can see here, let's just go and add some class name. I'm just going to say text gray, maybe 600 or even 500. Could also put in uppercase. We see how this one looks, and text extra small. Okay, let's just go and see. Yeah, that one looks fine. Then we have to put some padding between these ones. So after that, I'm just going to put some padding on this. Now, of course, it has also to check if it is header. Okay, I think that one just going to be we're going to be fetching doctor's details, and it will be telling us if it's a header or is or not. So this one is, for instance, header. We have to change there, and we can also hide the location. Okay, so we have now this service availability, service details, and this. So we have this. We have this, and for that we can, I think, use Frobite. I'm not sure if we have already installed Frobite React. Yeah, I think we already have. We have already done that. So I'm just going to go here. You can search for the tabs, maybe array tabs, something like that. So we want the one with the underline, this one. Okay. I don't know if we really need the icons. So basically, and we could just like really build this by ourselves. Okay, we could just like, even if we don't, just like these are just like two buttons as you can see them. Okay, we can just like build two buttons. And let's see our width. Yeah, I think it's okay. So I'm just going to go and I want just to build it custom. Okay, so just going to have down here, after the image, we're just going to make another component. So after this flex, now in this py, we could also just go ahead and add the doctor, maybe just call them doctor details. I'm just going to come here and say another one, which is going to be doctor details, doctor, since there's one doctor details dot tsx rfc. Okay, so assuming we have this, and first of all we have two buttons, so I'm just going to say we have a flex having two buttons. Okay, two button, not buttons, just button. And these two, the first one is service details, another one is availability. So we have service details, and then another one is availability. Button, availability, just like that. And we could just say here tabs design, like I don't know, like maybe like a nice tab for that case. Really, this one looks like nice. I'm just go here to images, and I can find any inspiration of a good tab. Okay, so just we just maintain the design, but maybe we just give them different backgrounds. Okay, yeah, so just give them, the way you see this one has a different color, then others are gray. Just going to maintain that. So we have button, availability, and this. So below these buttons we have the two components. So we should have, for instance, we could have two components and just represent them using like a div. Okay, and inside here I'm just going to say, for instance, service details component, and then also have availability component, availability details component, just something like that. Something like availability. Okay, so we have these two components and two buttons. What I want is I click on the service details, it becomes active and shows this component. I click on this one, it shows this component. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get this doctor component details. Let's take it to this page. Okay, so below this, you could even put it inside this doctor details. Let's import it from the components. In the future, it will be taking data. For now, let's just simply do that. And if we just go on the UI, we should see it. Okay, so you can see here. Now I want these buttons, and for some reason those buttons, they run across the whole entire card, meaning that the px, I think, is not given to the entire card but to the section. Okay, that means that if you go back to this, instead of putting this py, okay, so putting this py here on the entire thing, just going to give it to only this part here. Okay, this one, and we could just even just leave it on this. I mean, cut this, put it in here. Okay, and then simply remove this and put it here. outside, and we could just go ahead and say for this one it has only py. Do we need even py? No. Let's just put it here inside. Let's first look at it now, and it is going to be nice if we just simply give this a background. So class name, let's go is bg blue, like 600. Of course we could just say text white for now. Okay, now this is weird. The only thing we just need, I think, was a small padding in x. Okay, so px8 I think is okay. I just say 8, and here just try 6. Yep. And that is only the buttons. So to this, where they doctor details, to only buttons, and the ones which are having this cut, and let's add it to the buttons. Now for the buttons, they will have we could actually just give them bg slate, and let's say 50. Do we need to give this bg here? Let's first see. Let's give the buttons instead. So I'm just going to give class name. So let's give py of, for instance, 4, and px of 8, and let's say bg slate, let's see 50. Okay, and maybe the active one will have it bg slate, bg blue, and let's say 600. Then this one, the normal one, let's give this one class name. It will be having bg slate 50, text slate maybe 800. For this one, it will have text of white, I guess. Let's first see. Okay, so how do we make them fill the whole entire space? Just going to see justify. Between and item center for now, and we don't need let's see. Okay, so how do I make these ones to fill in? I just say here with this, if we say with this full, I'm not sure what that one means. Wait, yeah, So we have them just like this, and the second button has no padding. Yeah, just have this here. And it would be good if we just say uppercase and widest, tracking widest. And this one, maybe we could just add it to give it a border. Okay. So let's look at this. Yeah. So the active one, we need it to change. So this one, we just give it bgs rate 100. Okay. I don't know if it is necessary we give them some gap. I don't know. Now for the part here, we go back to the normal padding. So if I just go to here, to this, where we have these two, I'm just going to add this. Let's go and see. Okay, so what we want is, now we put this, the on click. So for instance, const is active, set is active, is equal to use state. So let's say by default, when you refresh the page, you know which one is always active. So when you refresh the page, the active one is availability, of course. So the active one is availability. So here I'm just going to see availability. Okay, so what we want to do is, we have these two components, service detail and the availability component. So you could just say so you could just come in here and say if is active, is equal to availability. If this is true, then we should show the component for the availability. So I'm just going to go here and show the availability component errors. So we could just say errors, and let's go and show this other component, this one, just like that. So now we should see only one component. And before we forget, let's make this one use client. Okay, so just go here, use client error. Okay, so now you can see availability details component, and the active should be now on this. Okay, so the active should be on this. So how do we do that? So we can just say since we have two buttons, first of all, we're just going to say on click. Okay, and we could just write it here really, like say set is active too. So for instance, this one is availability. So let me just go and copy this. And for the other one is details. So for the other, this other one, I'm just going to say on click here, you see details. So that is the other one, details, just like this. Now we could just go ahead and console.log. We don't need to do that. We just like see the here. If we click on service details, if we say availability details component here, so you can see that the components are switching. So what you have to switch is now the active class. Okay, so the active class, we just need to say that here, cut this if, so just going to make and say if the is active, if for this case, if is active is equal to details, for this case is going to be details. If this is true, then we shall show this, not this one, but you can see errors, these are the ones. So just copy the ones for this. We show different states. If is active details, so we show these active errors, so this. Okay, and the same thing here, just going to copy the class name, this class name here, and paste it here. We could have mapped this, but you know, these are only two buttons really, so we could just like simply put them like this. So if this is equal to availability, then we could just have them like that. So right now service details is active. If you say this availability, we are on the availability. So if we refresh the page, we should have availability starting because it's the one which is active. So you could just go ahead and add also I think a white bar here. I don't know why they didn't become, I put the uppercase in here. I think it does not work. let me just put in the button itself. So okay, I could also just add now they could be like refactor. You can refactor this, like the similar classes, you maintain them and you only change the bg and then I think the text, but you can just also do that. So let's just see, yeah. So right now we have this working really nicely. I don't know if you just put, for instance, transition, if it works, but at least right now it works. Okay, so now we have the two components, the details, which has all these other details, what is included, video visit, NAS, blah blah, service details, about the provider, then service provider credentials, all these stuff here. Okay, and then we have these, the availability, this one. So this one is where we have to be, someone's going to be tricky because we need to display the month. Okay, we need to display the month, and you can see as you are moving Friday this, and we are looking at available, and this I think we have to say if it's March 15, March this. I think we just have to, someone can display for only 1 month. Let's continue and see. Yeah, so you can even enter April just like that. So that component, you just have to think about it. Let me just go ahead and put this the fixed thing here, this one you have to think about it, how to do that. That is a nice component to work on, and it is really, like, I think when we are fresh. For now, let me just go to this and position. So I'm just going to go back to this page, and I think I will just need to add this section anywhere, maybe down here. I'm just going to make it where am I making it, where am I adding it? I can just add it inside here. So you can just say dot fixed dot bottom 0. Okay, dot width is full, dot shadow maybe to excel, dot padding y of maybe 8, px of 6, dot rounded md, and just like that. So what we need to put in is two things, this side, these things here. Okay, the price, and just copy this. So just going to add the price. So just see p tag, we'll have maybe $56. Down here we shall have a p tag showing the month, and then this needs to be flex maybe, and justify between, so that this one becomes one div, and then down we'll have a button. a book button. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a book. Okay, maybe later. Okay, so this is just going to be a button. So yes, a button. Okay, book. And let's go ahead and style this button. Class name ty of 3, px of 6, bg blue. We could just even have used a button from really like keeping staying like this is really tiresome. So let's get a button. Just going to in this component somewhere. I think I have a button. Let me just get a button somewhere. I'm just going to get a button. Let me just copy this button. Then we shall see. Okay. And so I'll be using this button most of the time. I will just replace. So let me just add this button here. Now this button comes from this button is supposed to come from Shad. So just go and install that button. I think we already have Shad installed. So you can just go to Shad. And let's look for the button. Okay. Just button. So if you just come here, simply have the installation npx, just like this, add button. Okay, so this is going to be the button. The plus icon is from React, and you're just going to see create a book, yes, a book maybe. Okay, so just as we wait to add this, let it install. And the fact that it is going to be having on click, we can just also call it the fixed boot. You could just click here this fixed part here. Really, we could just like create its own component. I'm just going to copy it, go to components. I'm just going to say book button. So just say fixed book button. There's tsx. Let's just say rfc. Okay, so just return this. Start with the icon. Okay, and this we can just say import. Let's import this as it is going to install. You can just import this here, and definitely this will end up being a client component. So use client. Now we'll just bring this fixed, and now we take it here. let's bring this here. Okay, we might have clicked this. Okay, so what we're waiting is for the installation of this. So after this has installed, we're just going to remain with only one part, and then we will finish the video from there. For the booking, this part here, you're just going to start with it, I think tomorrow. This of the calendar. Now I don't know which type of calendar you're going to use. We might just use the calendar from Shard. If you just go here, we have this calendar. Okay, we have calendar. You can see you have this calendar here. Okay, and then you have to sync it with you can just see for it, you can just have the date, selected date, and all that kind of stuff. So we have to sync this calendar with the time. Okay, you have to sync the calendar with the time. If you just see here, you can see the doctor's availability, and we're just going to set this from the backend. That's why we need to start working on the backend. After this, we shall just we are going to create a dashboard, but tomorrow we're going to see this. So the doctor should be able to set time, and if you just notice the time is by 15, so you see 5 p.m., 5:15, 5:30, 5:45. So it's as if the doctor has to specify how much time is the meeting or is the video. Okay, and if he sets maybe 1 hour, so it will be having a 1 hour difference. But now this is a Zoom call of about 15 minutes. Okay, so just going to say 1 hour. For instance, if they say 1 hour, then the time they should state when their day is starting. They say they have from 7 up to maybe 4 p.m. So we just map through that and we get the available time, and then we have to work on, if someone books that time, we remove it from the list. So you're just going to see how we are going to work on that complexity, and we break it down so that you understand it and we use it. That's why the calendar we might also put it in this format. I don't know. I'm just going to think about it. Like, should we put it in this format, or because sometimes what happens, in fact, I think what others do is you pick a date. After picking a date, then they show you the time. Okay, you pick the date and then the time comes next. Not that you will render the time. I don't know if it's if it is efficient. We could also render the time really, because we can do that. But what others do is you have the time here. How Calendly is it Calendly? What Calendly do is you pick the date on the side. After picking the date, then you get to see the time on the side and you pick which time you want. Okay, but we're just going to see how we're just going to work on this part tomorrow. But right now, what I want is as this installed, I guess. Okay, so we have this working, I guess. Now let's go and see. Okay, so we have this looking like this. So you have to first give it this. Let's first see. Okay, it occupies the entire space, but this is limited to that. Okay, so let's just go and get its max width from the page. So we have this marked width. Okay, so I'm just going to give it this, copy that, and let's go fixed button, and let's go here and give this rounded, shadow. Okay, let's see now. Is MX auto not working? Okay, this is supposed to be only for the content, so for this one it has to be fixed. Width is full, border blah blah, then max width, and this max width, okay, has to be for the content. Okay, so in here I'm just going to create another one. Let's try MX auto. Not sure if this is going to work. And let's to put the button and this in here, and this is where we're supposed to put flex, I guess. What is flex? Justify between, cut this. Let me just put it inside here. So let's see. And does it have BG? Give it a BG of white and Z index of 50 to make sure it is always on top. Okay, just like this. And justify between. Now for the button, let's look at the button. Okay, we need this button to extend that side. Do we need to give them width full and even this? And then let's give them gap. Okay, so we can scroll this up and down. This one will always be here. I feel like I'm just going to make it padding where it's rounded. Just going to make it rounded full. Now I see padding is 3, but according to how it is, looks like it is not 3. Let me just make this on 4. I'm just going to say, for instance, uppercase, widest, tracking widest. Okay. Let's just say items. I think already we have items center. Justify. the padding for some reason is not increasing. Actually, if you think about it, the padding of this button is not increasing. So even if I say padding 6, this does not do anything. Oh, it actually changes. Okay. Okay, so finally just leave like this. We'll have someone can click this booking. Let's maybe make it 800, and we could even just make it a different color altogether. So let's just say BG Slate 900. Okay, on hover focus slate, even here slate, hover. I just see these becoming black. Yeah, so you nothing's going to work. The price, let's work on the price. So this one we can just give it class name, font semi bold, text SM. For this one, I'm just going to say class. Let's give this one text, maybe XL, font bold. Okay. Okay. I think that one is very okay. Okay, so the doctor's page is we just like waiting it on that note. Now I just want to just like jump now. We work on the doctor backside, the dashboard side. So if right now go to the dashboard, just like this. Okay, so we have this I am dashboard only and this page of the dashboard. Okay, so first of all, we're just going to start with the navigation, which we will create. So inside components dashboard, we shall create navbar .tsx. Okay, RFC, just going to see h2 dashboard nav. So we just go to this back end layout and let's bring this on here on top of the children. Let's have navbar, and the navbars now they are two, one from the backend dashboard, another one. So just going to get the one from the front end, another one is dashboard. Let's get this one from the dashboard. Okay, great. Now if we just go back here, we should have this one changing to dashboard nav. Okay, great. So if you just go back to here in this documentation I've given you in the description, you will see we have some components. Okay, we have this dashboard navbar. You need to install Flowbyte React, and we have already installed it. So I'm just going to simply copy this and put it inside here. So inside the navbar, I guess not this one, just simply control click this inside this one, control A, control V. Okay, and let's see, first of all, we don't have next auth, we don't have this user, so I just clean up remove this user. We don't have this user for now. Remove these things from next auth. We shall see that one in the future. And scroll down. So that means here sign out, remove it. This one says handle logout. Use router, you can leave use router. Okay, since this is a client component, scroll down to where you have anything to do with this. So for this one, just leave this image. Okay, so just go here, and we can just like put the image of the doctor we have. Just Control Z. We can just like put the the image of the doctor here. The other one we have, I don't know how do we specify the width, but we have here in public we have, was it a doc profile, doc profile dot png jpg. Let's see, we can just put doc profile dot jpeg. Okay, so remove this and just eventually just remove this whole bracket. So this avatar is from Flowbyte. If you check here, this avatar and the drop down are from Flowbyte React. Okay, scroll down and then drop down dot header. Here we have the name. Let's see, Johnson Joe, maybe. The email, let's just say John Johnson at gmail.com. Then others, just leave them like that. And then we have this handle logout. Handle logout is there, we can just leave it. It is here. Now we should have a new navbar by now. Let's just go and see. Okay, so we have a navbar, so we have to get a logo here. Somewhere there is a logo. This. So right now we don't have a logo, of which we should get a logo. Medilab, let's just say here, put like medical logo horizontal. I'm just going to see if I can just get any logo we can use so far. Is this one. I could just click on images instead and see if we can just get a logo. Okay, there is this one from FreePic. Looks very interesting. And then there's also this one. You just need to get one to use. There is this one. So I'm just going to save. You could just also go and download this. So in the next video I will have my logo. I will just design a simple logo to use. Really, we have to get just a simple logo to work with. Okay, so for this case, you could just go ahead and just download this. Doesn't matter, this is from FreePic, and it is for free, this one. Okay. I'm just going to simply save it, and for now I don't know. Freezing my machine. For now, I'm just going to leave. I'm just going to write there the word logo. Let me just go, and I'm just going to comment these two logos just like this. I will simply put the H2 saying logo, so that in the next video I will have my logo. Let's say medical logo, just like that, so that we be done with that. Instead of freezing just like this, I'm not going to download it. I will just work on the logo in the next video. You can also just work on your own logo. Just create any logo or just search for a logo you can use. Otherwise, the client will have to provide their own logo. You don't have to worry about that. Meanwhile, I created a problem myself. Why did I just even go to this page, dude? I don't know why. Why did I go to this page? Now it is just freezing, and let's give it a second. But thank you so much, guys, those who are watching. Sometimes I forget, and I'm so much into the code, and but thank you so much those who have subscribed. Please, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Okay, and thank you for watching and continuing building this. I'm really happy that we are doing this, and we are going to learn tons of concepts. As you already see, we have a lot of nice things ahead of us that we have to work on. Okay, yeah, and as you said, I'll be giving it 3 days or 4 days in a week, and today for this week is the first day. So tomorrow and the other day we are going to be working on it, and I wish we are going to push a lot. Okay, yeah, so far they just have this, and this is okay. Okay, this is okay. We're just going to use this. We have our icons, and this is already working. You can see this here. Okay, this Johnson thing is already working. So just put the sidebar. So now the sidebar, let me just go to, so if you still go back to this documentation, you will see down we will have another component, one more component, which is going to be the sidebar, this one. So just go and create sidebar inside the dashboard components. Just come here and let's say sidebar.tsx. RFC, just actually paste this. Okay, so here we have to remove also some things we don't have. For instance, this action, just remove that. Get categories. Now for the logout button, we're just going to create it. Okay, we can just go ahead inside here and we create logout button, log logout dot tsx. Just the spelling, we have logout button.tsx rfc okay. So here you could just put any button, and let's put the word logout. Simple as that. And let's go back to the site, and you can see now we have this plus icon. Simply import that from proceed, and I think we are good to go. So that is our sidebar. Now it might not be responsive, we'll work on that, but we have the sidebar. Let's go to in the layout, and inside the layout, I'm not sure how is the sidebar and this one how they are arranged, but for now I want just to integrate them. We shall just like work on how to put them very well in the next episode. I wanted us just to have the layout done today, then tomorrow we just have to start from there and move on. Okay, okay, you have to import it, of course. Dashboard, yeah. So as you can see, tomorrow we have a lot of things to do. We have the doctor detail page, and we also going to start on working on the backend. So we might start with authentication after the tomorrow's day, or tomorrow we might start on authentication. I don't know, and then later on we just start on, and we're going to use APIs plus a combination of server actions. So just going to see how to use server actions on large scale, like how do you use them in the big application. We're going to use server actions plus also that. Okay, so we have this. You can see now the dashboard is down here, meaning that this and this is supposed to be maybe in Flex. Is it? I'm not sure, guys, but they just put them like this in Flex. So that this I think supposed to be here, yeah. Okay, and then you can just go to the children, and you can just give them a padding maybe of 8. Okay, okay, so you see we have now a working dashboard. When this logout, we have to work on this logout, but we have a nice looking dashboard. It has this great product. We're just going to change all these ones, but so far the layout is laid, and we're just going to work. You can see responsive is not working, but at least it is hiding. We have this one working, so far this is not bad. Okay, so we're just going to work on this in the next episode. We shall just start customizing our dashboard plus the pages we built on the front end. Yeah, so we still have some pages, of course, to deal with. Okay, we have some pages to deal with, but so far so good. We have done a number of good work today, so I'm happy for ourselves. So thank you so much for watching today's episode. See you in the next one.